I would like you to see this page of the book. Here we have the map of the ancient city, and the brown line you see there is identified with the city walls. Look, the city walls all around here, okay? Now, down here is a spot which is included in the city walls. You see that? This little spot here in the city walls is the Acropolis. Look the Acropolis in real for having an idea about the scale of this map. The city started from the Acropolis and was expanded all the way down to the sea. The Acropolis was in the city walls. Now, from this huge city, the only excavated section is this little one here, which is just a part of the public section. It's not all the public section. Less than 5% of the city. 95% of the city is still buried, waiting for the archaeologists. Now, this little spot here is reconstructed by the archaeological services like this. The theater you see here is known from the written sources as one of the biggest of antiquity, comparable with the theater that you are going to see, the theater of Ephesus. Unfortunately, when the theater was discovered in 1929, was also discovered that during the Middle Ages, the theater was used for long as a marble quarry. So the remains of this theater here, unlikely with the theater of Ephesus, you will see, is survived in a very poor way. Very few remains. So we are going down here, not actually to see the theater, but to see the Christian inscription, the inscription of Erastus. Let's go. But it's estimated where these two people are. Yeah. Upon this, yes, this pavement, you see foundations of later buildings dated in the late Roman imperial time and the Byzantine time. Now, this pavement is expanded here and goes behind the pit. Now, is also believed that is under this pile of earth. I would like you also to see the ground level all around. You see, we are very deep here. Now, there we have partially excavated a road which joins the pavement and forms there a corner. Now, from this corner to the end of the excavation is the area of the theater. This corner here to the end of the excavation. And there is the benefactor's inscription, the benefactorial inscription. The inscription is facing the pavement, and so is to be read by the people who were on the pavement. It was bronze, inlaid in limestone. Although most of the bronze today is gone, except in two punctuation spots, the inscription is clearly readable because of the marks of the bronze on the limestone. I would like us to go on the other side where we will see the inscription upside down, but we will be closer and we are going to read it easier. In such a position to see the letters. So come closer, I would like you to see the letters. The first letter is not R, is before R.
Oh, no, that's a
What is
tiny,
there?
skinny
E. 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 Then we have R, A, S, T, U. Is not V, is the Latin U.
I'd like to buy a vowel.
S and dot where the bronze is preserved. So, what is written here? Erastus, me, Erastus, I, Erastus. Now, after the dot, we have three letters. P, R, O, and another dot there. These three letters form the Latin word pro, which in English means for, accusative for. And then we have the long word aedilitate. Aedilitate. Aedilitate is a past form of the term edile. The Latin term edile is equivalent with the Greek term economos, from which we have the term economy.
Mm-hmm.
Economos and edile both mean the same thing, which is steward and treasurer. The past form here means that this pavement was made not when he was a candidate to prove his economical power, but at the end of his office to express his gratitude of being trusted to be treasurer. So the first line says, me Erastus, for being a treasurer. And then we go to the second line. S dot P dot, where the bronze is preserved. These two letters with the dots in front are Latin abbreviation of the words sui pecunia. Sui pecunia means on my own, on his own. And then we have the word stravit. Stravit means paved. So, I, Erastus, me, Erastus, for the time I was a treasurer, for being a treasurer, on my own, paved. Okay, clear?
Mm-hmm.
Now we go to our Bible. Romans 16:23. Romans 16:23. Who is going to read it? Yes, go on, sir.
Gaius, whose hospitality I and the whole church here enjoy, send you his greetings. Erastus, who is the city's director of public works, and our brother Quartus send you their greetings.
In that translation says director of the public works. There are other English translations closer to the Greek original who say treasurer, steward, if you like, Chamberlain, economos, Chamberlain, yeah. They are close to each other, all these translations, but actually these two words mean steward or treasurer. Erastus and Erastus. Treasurer and treasurer. First century for both. And then we go to the second reference of that name, which is Romans 19. Is Acts 19. Acts 19:22. Who is going to read it for us? Please don't be shy.
I get it.
Yes, go on, sir.
So he sent into Macedonia two of them that ministered unto him, Timotheus and Erastus.
Yes.
But he himself stayed in Asia.
Thank you. Here we have the little phrase, who ministered unto him. That little phrase translates one Greek word. The word deacons. Deacon, diakonos. That time, this term was not yet a church office and had the meaning of the classical dictionary. You remember what we said in the bus about Phoebe? Diakonos combined from dia and konis. Dia means for, konis dust. The man for the dust. Yeah, the dust collector. The rationalists of 19th century got crazy. They were laughing ironically, teasing the Christians and asking them, "You are so blind, you don't see this terrible thing in your holy book? How is possible a proud and rich Greek in the level of the treasurer of Corinth to become dust collector of a poor walking Jew preacher? No way." Easily, we could speak for two different people having the same name, if the name was not so peculiar and so rare. Because of that, we are closer to the truth if we accept that we have only one person, the rich, whom for his own reasons became the dust collector of the poor walking Jew preacher. Third time when we see this name. 2 Timothy 4:20. This letter is the last letter we have from Apostle Paul.
Timothy.
So,
No. He's talking about
2 Timothy 4:20.
2 Timothy.
Who is going to read it?
Erastus stayed in Corinth, and I left Trophimus sick in Miletus.
Erastus remained in Corinth. In the case, there were more people in Corinth connected with Paul, having the same name Erastus. Definitely here, Apostle Paul should clarify to Timothy who was of them. But as you see, there is not any additional information about this person. Why? Because definitely he was the Erastus, the only one Erastus of Corinth, who stayed back in his home city. Here in Corinth, like in other places, biblical places of Greece and Turkey, you have the unique opportunity to put your finger and to touch the historicity and the authenticity of the New Testament in a way lost today even in Jerusalem. We know that everything written for this city happened to the square kilometer of the old Jerusalem. But when we go down to the spot, what do we find there? There we find churches and monasteries of later periods built at the top of each other upon the site, destroying the authenticity of the site. And this is why in Jerusalem today we say tradition says, we assume, we believe. Here, I'm sure you have heard it already and you are going to hear it some more times. We say this is. And put your finger to be connected with the historicity and the authenticity of the New Testament. The Christian faith is faith, but is based on real events and real persons, even persons having weird and peculiar names like him. Is not based on legends or myths. Is there any question?
When you mentioned about the dust collector, does that mean like coming under the teaching like the rabbi would be?
Don't confuse the Greek culture with the Hebrew.
Okay.
The Greco-Roman culture is totally different. Dust collector is dust collector.
Janitor.
Is the person
Sweeping.
Wow. Okay.
Sweeping
this
the
is the
floor.
dust collector. That's all. And this is why the rationalists of Europe in 19th century got crazy.
Yeah.
Okay? Is there any other question? I do have a question for you. You are stepping upon a pavement made by somebody you knew already before you came here from your Bible. How do you feel? Awesome. Incredible.
We've read Erastus in the Bible before, and now here we are.
Take your photos
Yeah.
and we continue because you have not started yet.
That's like
Little commercial break. Is your carpenter flooring looking like ancient ruins? If so, be wise. Call the Carpet Guys, 855-4MY-GUYS, or visit carpetguys.com today. Now back to the programming. Next video.